I testified how the angel of purification removed movies from my spirit. I was saying in my mind that I have watched these movies many years ago, and it has been a long time. The Lord Angel read my thought and said, "These movies are dedicated in temples of secret order to demons. Thanks to these movies you were supposed to be initiated in unconscious witchcraft, but since your spirit is strong, the devil has failed to initiate you. What was left for him to do was reclamation, because you had his property in your spirit. He was making claim on your ministry because of his movies that were in you." The angel told me, in order to end continual battle in your life, you must silence the voice of reclamation of the enemy. The only way to end these reclamation is by separating and stripping you from his movies that gave him power to make claim on your ministry. Take note, you are going to see God, and in order to see the God of heaven you must be stripped of everything that belonged to your world. It is a contaminated and fallen world. I was in this building where I was being stripped of everything that belonged to the corrupt world before entering the kingdom of heaven. The last thing that I was stripped of was sexual desire, for in the resurrection neither do men marry nor are women given in marriage, but they are like angels in heaven who do not marry nor produce children. The saints of heaven don't have sexual desire. The angel said you will not need that desire in the eternal world where you are going. Then they remove intellectual knowledge that I got from school. The angel said the knowledge of the world does not enter the kingdom. Everything that was stripped from my spirit was filthy in my eyes. It was a substance that was not good to behold, and I could not understand how these things would inside me. Everything that is valuable to men is an abomination before God. Then I left this building of angels purifiers, and I was led to another building. I learned that in this building when the saints are about to enter paradise, the angels remove from them everything that God gave them for service. These divine capacity that we needed on earth that has nothing to do with the celestial world were to be removed. When we had entered that building, the first thing that the angels removed from me was my ministry. They said, "You are not entering heaven with ministerial title, but you are entering as a child of God." And it was he who gave some to be apostles, some to be prophets, some to be evangelists, and some to be pastors and teachers, to equip the saints for works of ministry and to build up the body of Christ, until we all reach unity in the faith and in the knowledge of the Son of God, as we mature to the full measure of the stature of Christ. Ephesians 4 verse 11 to 13. Thus, my prophetic title was removed. The angel told me, "In this kingdom you won't enter with ministerial title, but you enter as a child of God. What you will never lose in your Christian life is the title of a child of God. You will always be a child of God. You won't enter heaven with the title of pastor, prophet or evangelist. People enter heaven as children of God. To all that receive he gave them power to become child of God." Since my member call me spiritual father and daddy, the angel said, "All these titles give you pride and will remain here and will not enter." I said to the angel, "I am not a prideful person." He replied to me, "When your member call you daddy, you feel greatness rise in your heart. You have many members and you have many churches where they call you daddy, but before the throne all the glory, honor and majesty belong to God the Almighty. You are dust, you came to earth empty-handed, and empty-handed you will return. All the glory of the world will remain on the earth. No one will enter heaven because of the title. In the kingdom where we go to visit, no title will enter. All the attribute of glory belong to God." Then the angel of God removed beauty from me, for beauty is vain. Then the angels remove my spiritual gift and knowledge. He said, "These spiritual gifts have also generated some pride in you." 1 Corinthians 13 verse 8, "Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will pass away." The angel said, "As things stand now, you have reached 50% of cleansing and separation from the world." Then the angel said to me, "Now Aston, you must lay down shepherdhood and pastoral by yourself." At that moment I saw a translucent light that I cannot explain leaving my body. The angel said, "That's glittering light is your ministry and shepherdhood that is removed." When I look at this translucent light that was my ministry and pastoral leaving me, I saw inside this light many picture of members of my church, even those who had left the church to join other church. When I inquire on this issue, the angel said, On the earth every Christian is attached to a particular church or ministry. It is a reference for all Christian. After receiving Christ, the Lord send the believer to a particular church and pastor that will teach him the word until his ascension to heaven. But when the believer leave that church to go to another church, there will be disastrous consequence. I said to the angel, some of these members have already left my church. They have joined other churches. The angel said, they have confused themselves. It is the devil that got them out of the sheepfold of their salvation. These members that left the church have left the sheep and must be brought back in the sheepfold. By serving a father you learn to serve God. There are things that God will address only through your father, and there are battles that only your spiritual father will fight for you. You need a father who hear God's voice and will open the door for you. You must be submitted to someone established by the father who has something that you don't have. It's interesting that in the Bible that everybody is a child of Abraham by covenant. You cannot be forever an autonomous Christian. You need to come under leadership. I saw many Christians just because they began to hear the voice of God they want to build a church. The angel said it is better to have a leader presenting you before the throne of God. You need to become part of a flock and you need a father, for the Lord always conclude covenant with a man that will guide a generation. You need to join the father who is in covenant with God in order to become part of the covenant. When you are a child of Abraham, you are joined to Abraham. Finally the angel removed the mission that the Lord gave me.